evening everybody and welcome to this Town Speed meeting at Town Council on Thursday 22nd of February, and before we start can I just remind everybody that this meeting is recorded and filmed. It will be on the website a couple of days time, if all goes well. As long as you're all happy with that, we will proceed. And now our speaker tonight knows the system, but I will explain how the planning system works for the interest of the internet when we come to it. Right, do we have any apologies for absence? No. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us with the change date as well. Any declarations of interest? No? Good. Brilliant. Are you all happy for me to sign the minutes of the meeting held on the 9th of January? Yes. Do we have any public questions in before we fill our standing orders? No? Right, we're on to page 13, on to the list of applications. These are the ones that we're actually going to discuss. Just for the benefit of the internet, I'll just very quickly explain that we, as the Town Council, sit here in advisory capacity only. We have no power to influence any application other than the fact that our comments are added to the application itself. The ultimate decision is taken by the District Council, officers of the District Council Planning Committee, of the planning team. If any application gets called into committee, then it is decided by 8 councillors at a committee meeting. But only a small percentage of applications actually get discussed by that meeting. I am a member of that Plans North committee, so any application that is coming to Plans North, I'd be grateful for more detailed discussion on, because I can't. Right, out of courtesy to our speaker tonight, we'll start off with the Hollybush Lane application, one of the Hollybush Lane applications. On page 21, thank you very much. Not just every page. Which is application 5, 2018-0091. Demolition of existing buildings and construction of 8 semi-detached dwellings, 1 detached dwelling and 1 detached, detached dwelling and detached garage with associated parking and access. 41 Hollybush Lane, well, 37, 39 and 41 Hollybush Lane in that respect. Mr. Peters from Jarvis is going to quickly speak to us. We've got 3 minutes. I'd like to put us at the table.
I won't be talking for that long.
We won't prolong this very long.
Thank you. It was really just more informative and to explain some of the background. So, as you have probably worked out already now, that we've actually got planning for the 4 houses at the back, which involved demolition of 37 and 39 Hollybush Lane. And how this really came about was we decided to use Perry Jones architecture practice because they were in the front of the site, and thought they ought to have a say in what went in the back. And as the scheme progressed, he got to like it more and more, and then decided that he wanted to be a part of it. So the back four have consent already. They have changed slightly, nothing in planning terms, i.e. the height and mass and bulk on the boundary is exactly the same. We've done them in a more traditional style, so there is an Edwardian theme going through the entire scheme now, whereas before the ones at the back were relatively contemporary in appearance. It seemed to try and mastermind the planning. We ought to put them all onto the same sort of style, which is similar to the Jarvis semis that were built on the other side of the road in 1908. So they're only 110 years behind the first Jarvis scheme. It's not in the Clare Lodge itself, which is now effectively the new part of the application, has already got permission to convert to a single dwelling. At the moment it's a series of small serviced offices and Perry's practice. So that's already got consent to be converted to an existing single dwelling. And what we're looking to do effectively now is to demolish the building. We want to use quite a few of the materials from the building. It's got some quite nice architectural features if you've been up there. It's quite well hidden behind the hedge, and doesn't have much of a street frontage, but it's got some beautiful clay tiles which we're going to reuse on the new houses, and some ridge tiles. So some of the features we're looking to mirror and replace, but to try and give it a more linear style along the road, like really the rest of Hollybush Lane. So that's the sort of design concept. There's not really much more to add. They all comply with amenity space and parking and all that sort of stuff. So it's really just your kind of view on it. It's not in the conservation area, but it's obviously close to the conservation area. So it's trying to ascertain whether you think it's...
on the other side of the road, isn't it?
Exactly. We think it enhances it, but that's obviously a subjective view. You may think otherwise, but I think that's quite an important factor as to how it will add to the overall street scene. 2 replacement dwellings were done further down. You can just see them on the corner of Ambrose Lane and Hollybush Lane, and they're not dissimilar in style.
Did you do those?
We didn't do those.
You didn't do those?
No, we'd do a better job than that, but they are quite nice houses. That's it. If you've got any queries, happy to answer any questions.
I think actually it looks quite nice. I've just got 2 questions.
Yeah.
Actually. One is, I'm unclear about the parking for this one. There's one, sorry, you can see it there, that one. There's one parking space there, and I'm not sure. Can you just explain that one? Is this one on
It has one parking space at the front,
okay, right, I see it.
and it has one parking space at the back.
Okay, I understand that now.
We could give it a garage as well, but then it would fall short of amenity area, so it was kind of a balance between what you wanted.
Because presumably, because there was quite a long access drive to what used to be number 37.
Correct.
Yes.
This used to be very, very narrow. So this
Very, very narrow along
this is
there.
all going to be opened up now. The
Yeah.
existing bell mouth doesn't change at all, because that's the existing and wouldn't change, but this is all opened up.
Okay, I've got one last question, which is on the refuse, because I looked at the report by the recycling waste officer. She said each property will leave space for 1 refuse bin, garden waste. Looks as though they probably have, but I just wondered how the refuse collection works on this development.
In terms of these,
Yes,
the refuse will be down the side of the property behind a timber fence,
I'm with you.
and then that will just be wheeled out on bin day.
Yep.
This is suitable for a fire tender. It's not suitable for a refuse truck.
Mm-hmm.
So there is there should be it's there. There is a bin store which will be under a timber enclosure, so that has to be within so many metres of the house
Oh, I see.
and so many metres of the refuse. So the refuse guys will only walk so far,
Oh, I'm with you.
and a householder has to walk less than...
So they put their bins in.
There'll be a timber enclosure there, they bring their bins to there.
They never have to actually leave them to the street.
No.
No, okay.
They'll keep them by the side of the houses
Yes.
to start with, but on bin day, the bin man won't come all the way to there, so they put them onto this timber enclosure. The bin man's able to walk 25 metres.
Yep.
That's about 22. and a householder has to walk less than 30, and it's about 20.
Okay, thank you, that's answered my question.
So during the week, they'll all be tucked away.
The one thing that I also just wanted to check was on the street scene,
Yeah.
because obviously there's quite a lot of the elevation, but I don't think I've seen a document where it shows what it all looks like from
That
this
one,
perspective, from that.
that's the
Okay.
street scene.
Yeah, I actually quite like this scheme, and I think it is very in keeping, and it's using the space in a very good way, and it's not, I think we've seen some of the schemes where there's not been enough room to turn cars, and there's not been enough parking that are similar to this one, so, yeah, I don't have any issues with it, and I think the fact that there aren't any residents here, I haven't seen an objection of this before.
We did a lot of consultation with the first one, an awful lot,
Yes.
because there were concerns, mainly in Ambrose Lane.
Yeah, with the houses just on the
Yeah,
corner there.
so we did
Yeah.
quite a lot to change the scheme to appease them. To date, across the road, where there's been no comment at all, and just
I'm happy.
And they look like family homes to me, which is what
Yeah,
Harpenden needs.
and they're really ideally located.
and they're not actually, I mean, they're still quite generous houses, but they're not massive. Yes, they're family houses.
No, they're good.
Yeah, and I think they're good for the station and stuff. So yeah,
Yes.
No,
Station, good. Yes, they're good.
You want to do that?
Happy. Yes.
yeah,
No
yeah.
problem.
With the knowledge that three-quarters of the site's already been okayed,
Yeah.
we have no objections to the addition.
Okay, good.
So I'm sure you can go back and convey that to your colleagues.
I will. Thank you very much.
you.
Short and
Thank you
sweet.
for coming as always.
No, pleasure.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Yes, sorry.
That's your book back.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
Thank you. See you soon. Yes. Hold on, please. Yes, I knew the applicant. I don't like it. Well, I don't know him, but I see him regularly at breakfast.
Yes.
But only as he says hello.
Yeah. Well, I certainly realised it because I knew the former owner of 37, but that explains why he's moved to rent or moved to rental.
Right, we'll go back to the beginning now. No, we've had
Okay.
whiz through from part one.
Right, I'm going to discuss several things that we haven't actually put
Yes.
details things on. So, first one, 2017, 3579, single-storey side, two-storey rear extension roof lights, new and alterations to the openings, new boundary wall following demolition of existing garage, 75 Alsey Gardens. Likewise, that Mim's put down on, I am concerned about the loss of parking on this particular road, 'cause it's just making it even tighter than before.
Sorry, I agree with the Mim's comment here, because I went down there and had a look. I can understand why they do what they want to do, but I express the same concerns.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I was just saying, I did not declare an interest because although I live on Alsey Gardens, it's almost
It's a
like
long
an
road.
estate, and I'm a
Yeah.
very long way away from number 75, so it has no direct impact on my property
Yeah.
whatsoever.
But,
Yeah, I agree as laid out. Although I was thinking maybe it should, instead of, although there's no objection in principle, we maybe should say express concern.
yeah, so express
do you want to
concern with the
take
loss of...
that out?
it's-
Yeah, but
yeah,
then-
so we
okay.
say express concern.
Okay.
Mhm. Right. Next one we don't worry about. And then, right, so we're going to the bottom of the page. 2018 0055, part single, part two-storey rear extension with rear roof lights, partial garage conversion to habitable accommodation, and new patio, 40 Lee Road. Again, you can't get
I couldn't get to the rear of the property to have a look at this one, but I like what we've said, that no objection from at the highest point of the patio will not infringe on the privacy and amenity of the
Agree with that.
property.
Yeah,
That is
agree.
always a concern with patios,
Yes,
especially on roads that slope.
yes.
Yes, agreed.
So, yeah, like that. Right, sorry, 2018-0145, single and two-storey rear extension with balconies, first floor side extension, front porch extension, removal of hedgerow for driveway, alterations to openings, and installation of roof lights following demolition of existing conservatory. Resubmission following refusal. I see Councillor Paul on this one has called it in.
Yeah.
If it is refused, I'm concerned about the balconies.
Yes.
So that's the only reason that I would say the balconies and the
Yeah, that would be my only worry as well, but I think it's...
you can't see at the back where they're going to overlook.
I'd say no objection in principle, but express concern regarding
Overlooking.
Potential.
Potential
overlooking. Yes.
I mean, I know they say they've listened to the reasons for refusal last year, but even the reason for refusal last year mentioned the balconies on the previous
I think
application.
Balconies always need a very close look, need to be very carefully considered.
And the neighbours last year were not happy with the balconies,
I
although
mean-
at the moment they haven't written against this.
Generally speaking, at least historically, I think we've been planning to be very, very cautious on balconies because of the overlooking issue.
especially in areas of high density housing.
Yes, exactly.
It's a grey area.
Yes.
Okay with you?
Yep.
Right, well done. Right, next one, the comment required. Right, bottom of the page, 2018-0120, part single, part two-storey, front and rear extension, roof lights, alterations to openings, further demolition of existing conservatories. No one likes conservatories these days, but 3 West Common Way.
Out of fashion, or people just want to make something more, another reason.
Yes. So, again, I like what you said. It's to the rear, we can't see it, no objection, subject to appropriate design.
Right.
Sorry, we've got
We did get, there was a letter on the website from the neighbours who said that, if I just read their comment out, they said, we're the next door neighbours, we currently have our own planning applications going through the system. Apparently 3 years ago, the previous owners of 3 West Common Way removed all the trees between the properties due to a subsidence issue. Whilst this was a necessary process, no replacement screening has ever been put in situ. As a result, there is a direct line of sight into our kitchen, son's bedroom and garden. We therefore had to apply to remove our son's bedroom window and replace this with skylights. We also replaced the damaged fence and have sought to plant vegetation in order to provide a semblance of screening. We do not object to the application made per se, but feel that as all of the vegetation was removed by the predecessors of the property, adequate replacement screening should form part of the plans in order that our house and garden is no longer completely overlooked.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
And you take some of that and put that into the reason.
Yeah.
You're happy with us saying
Yeah,
that?
that's a very
Yeah.
noted comment.
Yes, I mean, it's not saying throw it out, but it's
No,
saying
just saying
the reason.
that-
Very reasonable.
Something along the lines, yes, of consideration should be given to
The reinstatement of the previous removed.
Well, it's not precisely I wouldn't say reinstatement because
No, we don't want the same trees.
you want the same
but,
trees I would say to the provision of something like the provision of adequate screening, planting to provide adequate screening to replace the trees that were removed due to subsidence.
Because it shouldn't be that they should have to change where the sun's setting.
Yeah. Although, of course, I don't know what when the trees went down, because I don't know what.
No, I don't
We don't know what permission or what
I
that
think
said.
we can
But we
adopt
can adopt that
and
wording.
adapt
Yeah,
that in such a
adapt
way
it.
that
it reads not too horrible, but on the other hand, we made a comment, because I thought that was one of the nicest letters we get, actually.
And it is a perfectly reasonable
Yes, no, I agree.
request.
Happy with that. Right, we'll move on to now. Next one not required, next one not to be considered by the committee. Right. Top Street West, page 15, 5/2016 0119, sorry, 5/2018 0119, going back in the world. 52 Top Street Way, remodelling of the first floor, replacement and raising of the roof to incorporate loft conversion with roof lights and rear dormer window, new bay window, front porch and alterations to the openings.
This is what I wanted you to look at.
Yeah.
They are putting an extra sort of area in the top.
Two rooms upstairs which could be used as bedrooms.
I'm going to say, I mean, because there is a huge issue of parking on Top Street Way.
Yes, that's right.
Have they said that they're bedrooms, or are they just being like, they're studies?
Well,
Family room and
Family rooms.
Yes,
an office.
we happen to have a bit.
The neighbour next door has raised.
yes, an issue as well. This gentleman is actually involved as well.
So are they saying that it's
Barfield Road to over
Oh,
the third story would look over.
Yeah, we'll look over.
Yeah, because I
And I
think
mean,
it's really high.
It's
Look at
very
that.
high, isn't it?
And I don't like those,
No.
that window.
And the height, it's also out of keeping with the straight street.
Yeah. I refuse it.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I think we should say
It's too
parking,
high.
overlooking,
Yes.
street scene.
I've had a look at it. The present roof height is just slightly below the neighbouring properties.
Yes.
But I think you wouldn't really want to go higher.
No, because this is going to be,
This is
yes,
going to
it's
be
going to be
lot.
completely, this is going to be totally out of keeping with the rest of the street.
And also, I think the parking is limited. There's only space for two or three cars.
I mean, Top
And,
Street,
If they fill in the gap, there's only space for two,
yes,
even if they use the front garden.
And
Yes.
these rooms could easily become bedrooms.
Yeah.
yes.
I would want any planning application granted to say that the rooms on the second floor should not be habitable rooms.
Yeah.
And then you need the roof to be sloping low,
Yeah.
to negate the
Yes,
whole weight of
and the height.
Yeah.
So I would
think,
recommend refusal.
Yeah, and
that's
also
what I would
it
say.
gets one of those things where you can't control it after it's been done, like,
Well, that's the problem, because you
Yeah.
can say shouldn't be habitable rooms, but then
I mean,
you
they'll
go
say
to
it's,
enforce that.
they'll say the site is sustainable because you can walk to the station, you can walk to shops and what have you. But having said that, if you've got five bedrooms, you've got to have more than two parking
and what's
spaces.
wrong with the normal loft conversion?
Well, again,
Yeah.
it's that was so. As far as I'm concerned,
Yeah.
are we all happy? We
Yeah.
actually said
Yeah.
we refused on
Yes.
height,
windows
parking,
The
the window
out
in the
of
roof.
keeping, out of keeping,
Yeah.
street scene,
Yeah.
overlooking,
Yeah.
Parking.
So it incorporates
yes. I mean,
lots of those things.
the reality
They're all
is,
the things that we normally don't like.
I have to say, put in parking, the reality is, if that was the only thing, that wouldn't hold up, because
No, but the other thing is
it's
added to it.
sustainable.
Yeah. But the
If you don't mention parking now at district, if it comes in again and you haven't mentioned it on the first
Yeah.
application, they say, well, you didn't mention
So
it.
you've got to get it
You
in.
have to mention everything now.
Yes.
But,
Yep.
right, next one we don't do. On page 16, gates at Hitherfield Lane, again, yes, suitable design, conservation area, we don't need to discuss that.
No.
To be considered by committee, 83 Chesterton. Right, 5/2018 0104, single storey front and rear, part single, part two-storey side extension, front canopy, roof lights, alteration to openings, garage conversion, extension to driveway, replacement block pavers, new side gate boundary. Sounds a bit posh. Following demolition of existing conservatory and porch.
That's going to squash a lot, isn't it?
It's quite a substantial.
It is quite a big plot, though. It's one of those on the bend plots, as it were.
It is, but when you see it from that
But it's
height,
quite
and you see
big.
it here,
Yes, isn't it?
it's you might think again?
I think it's quite a big extension.
Oh,
To the
I know what they're doing. So, having lived in one of these houses, it happens like on quite a lot of the corner plots, they will try to add on basically another third of the house.
Yeah.
I just don't feel that this plot is big enough.
Big enough.
It's just not, it's like, you could do it on this one,
Yes.
but you can't do it on this
They're
one.
trying to go for a quarter to a five spot, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yes.
I just think that this is overdevelopment of the site.
It is.
And that it's not really an issue on the street here, or I guess it could be an issue for this house here.
Well,
I think it could be an issue for the house.
Yeah, that's what I,
I think it's going to come very close to creating a terracing effect.
Yeah.
Sorry, my principal concerns were the influence on neighbouring property.
Yes.
I did write down what that number was actually. And also I felt the parking's very tight around Chesterton.
I think it's overdevelopment.
It's overdevelopment of the plot.
I have concerns that the extension would impact on the neighbouring property as well.
Yes.
I just feel, looking out, they're kind of dominated on
Yes.
Yeah, and impact on neighbours. Should we say overdevelopment and impact on neighbours?
Impact on neighbours.
I can't remember if it was 81 now, it's got a bit of another thing.
I never remember the numbers, are so confusing on Chesterton.
Or are you refusing?
I've refused.
I've refused, yes.
It's just complete overdevelopment. It's nowhere near a big enough plot to take that level of extension.
No.
You're going to end up looking like, and Chesterton, all those gardens in that sort of, all those properties, that ordinary area, it was created and covenanted to create and keep a certain, there is a consistent street scene, and it was created to maintain that open, and especially you'd be lucky, you probably wouldn't get it that these days, but, and in fact, I mean, on the frontages and keeping open are actually, I think it's probably the same for Chesterton, are actually covenanted to keep the open appearances in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. 119. Right, next one. We don't get involved in that.
No objection.
Placement is not the next one either. Next one is 15 Roundwood Park. It's got a bit of everything happening again in this one. They withdrew the application last year and they've now put in a different one. I still like your comments, and I'm happy to go along with just comments on this one,
Yes. Yes.
which was similar to what we said last time, but they withdrew it.
Yeah.
I think they thought it was going to be refused. Okay. Right, next on the page doesn't do us. Over the page. No. Right. Fairmead, 5/2018 0089, halfway up page 18. Single-storey side and two-storey rear extension, adjustment of side hip to existing main roof to incorporate loft conversion with roof lights and provision of additional parking space. I presume the additional parking space is now in the front garden, because they've got a narrow drive at the moment.
Yes.
They've got nothing there, it goes right to the back garden.
Not to where else it could be.
So, how many, so the plans there, how many rooms, bedrooms are going to end up with?
3 to 4 bedrooms.
Right.
Yeah, and it says on the application...
Two parking
Two
spaces.
parking spaces.
Yeah. So definitely the one on the drive that's left, and obviously one in the front garden. It's on the bend, so it's coming towards the bend. It's also been bought by a developer because it's all sort of
Lots of the houses out there need to be
that
they could available bought up, thought they'd been done up.
It's nice to think it will be done up,
Yeah.
but the parking just too cars. But the thing is, on the front garden, because they're doing
They've got a bike
because they've got the balcony there. If anybody was parked on the drive,
the drive, as in the drive, you couldn't get to the parking space in the front garden.
Oh, okay.
You could only get to the parking space in the front garden because you're not allowed to put another ramp up from the other side of the front garden. You're only allowed one per house now. So it's...
Yeah.
So there is an access issue.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can drive into the drive,
Yes.
and you could drive to the back garden at the moment because it's all open.
Yeah.
But if they're going to fill the drive in from the
Yeah.
house to next
Yeah,
door,
definitely.
the next door has already written a letter in concerns about light. We can't get to the back, so I can't work out that. My only concern is that if you've got one car in the drive, you couldn't then get
You
the
couldn't
other
get the
car
other car in,
into the
could you?
second
Or
car.
the other car out.
Or the first part,
Or the
you
other
couldn't
car
get
out.
out. So there is a problem there
Yeah.
because you can't have a second ramp up.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say express concern instead of no objection principle, just tell it to express concern.
And I would say express concern. I would say with access, given that the space, the configuration or space, whatever you want to say, would, given that only under current planning rules, only one ramp
Yeah.
would be allowed. There are concerns about ingress and egress, whatever you want to say.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Exactly. Is that where you can decide?
Play around with it, but I think it's
Play
worth
around with
mentioning
something.
that there's an issue because you can only have one ramp.
Yeah.
I wonder if they've realised that.
No. It's only changed a few years ago, but the county said no because people were doing it deliberately.
Yeah.
Stop people parking outside their houses.
Yeah.
Right, okay, yeah.
Is that right? Right, so we will move on. We'll do the bottom of the page one. 2018-0110, single storey front, part single, part two-storey side extensions, partial garage conversion, pitch roof over existing front dormer window, new canopy porch, rear roof lights, and alteration to rear openings, 28 Longcroft Avenue. I mean, I like what we've said.
Yeah.
If there isn't any no neighbours complained at the moment.
And I mean, I actually think the pitched roof over the dormer window will improve its
Yes,
appearance.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with what them said.
It's just, so happy with what you said there. Subject to. Right, not on page 19 now, not the first one. Second one, 2018-0155, part single, part two-storey, rear extension, loft conversion with rear dormer window, 4 roof lights, and alteration to the opening, 28 Wordsworth Road.
Is this extension give another bedroom or anything like parking?
Dreadful. That's Wordsworth Road.
Yeah, two-storey rear.
I don't think so. I didn't make a note that it is.
I think the question I got was, say subject to an appropriate design. Are we happy the design is appropriate?
I mean, they look like, I've made a note, number 24 is done the same, so it's right.
Okay.
Okay, that's okay.
So it's already been done.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done something else on the road. But
Yeah.
right, good, yeah, thank you. Thank you for being so observant. Next one we don't get involved in doing, bottom of the page, 2018-0231, 11 Browning Road, first floor rear extension, raising of the ridge height and reconfiguration of the roof. I like what you've said. I presume you've addressed the reasons why it was refused last year.
Yeah, it was down to a back report and mitigation strategy, the ecology statement now is in with the planning application regarding that.
Right, over the page. First one, don't need to. Bottom of the page, 6 Park Hill. 5/2018-0285. Part single, part first floor rear extension with roof lights and alterations to openings following demolition of existing rear projection.
neither of the neighbours have objected. I don't see any reason why. It is conservation areas, so they'll have to go by the conservation officer in St Albans. I'm happy with what we said. Yep. Right. Go to the next, page 21, 5/2018, 0080, replacement dwelling, 9 Hatching Green Close.
Actually, Hatching Green.
Hatching Green.
Yes, it's that bit just on,
Yeah, that's
coming
right.
up on the left, isn't it?
I mean, Hatching Green Close has got some lovely bungalows on huge plots.
Yes, I know, and I think it's a great shame if they sort of gradually get knocked down and disappear, because they are lovely bungalows.
Has it already been demolished?
No, it's
No.
already there. In fact, it's pretty well all bungalows.
Yeah.
It's a lovely road.
Yes, it is, it's really very nice.
There's a plan here though that shows that they had a previous sort of approval of that ridge height here, and they quote the number. It's not. It's not very good. So, but looking, they're very well spaced apart. I don't see anything that could stop this from being done.
No.
See, that's the street scene.
Yes. Particularly if we take on board that although last year we go around with
So what,
we
the
recommend a
main, sorry, I couldn't see, made it into like a dormer bungalow, have they? Surrendered.
We objected last time.
But
as the
it was
permitted.
permitted.
And if you go down there on Google, all the bungalows are all the same, all their little quaint bungalows,
Yeah.
and then there's this, which is really, really modern. And I suppose you have to go with modern times.
It is out of keeping,
Out of keeping,
Yeah.
but it's been permitted.
but it's been permitted, so we're
I mean, I feel like we should, I'm almost minded to continue to say what we said.
Well, that's what I put, object on the grounds of out of keeping, even though St Albans had permitted it. That's my feeling, but
I'm just with away with this,
you
came
are.
in, because I missed it.
I think it might want to the other committee.
The other committee.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I
no, I'm happy to
think
say
we
what
should
you say.
I think we should say what we said last time. Like, it hasn't changed very much, so why should we
You
change
mean
our mind?
the basic street scene? It just puts that place in that design.
Yay.
Because you know how much we fought the one down in the West Common one that went to 2 appeals, and we won that because that didn't fit in with the street scene at all.
See these quaint little bungalows and all
But
their lovely
They're
steps.
all
Then we
very,
hear you.
they're very discreet bungalows now.
They are, and then there's this great big
Yeah,
glass
yeah,
thing.
it's-
I think, as you said, say what you said last time, let's be consistent.
Yeah.
And, I think we have to have a thought. We all
Yeah.
think for Harpenden,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we should change our mind.
No, just because they do. No, I think we're mindful of the fact they probably will stick with it because they're probably not. But they may or may not do, because each one you have to look at afresh and its own
I'm
merit.
still concerned with
But I
design
think
the
we
street
can
scene that we
express,
said last time.
we can make the
Can
point.
you just got what you said?
Yeah.
It even says here, it says, I recommend review that the committee considers the contemporary design, extensive and
Yeah.
spaces and all that stuff. I think that's fine.
Yes,
the same comment.
That's not changed. I think we can still feel that, and I think we can say it again.
Right, no, keep
Yeah.
going, right? Next one is more court, we don't do. Hollywood Lane we've already done.
Yep.
Right, next one.
Holly
Hollywood
Lodge.
Lane, we don't get involved in
No.
doing. And then down the bottom, Holly Lodge.
Yeah, that was what was the residential home, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. There's not really any real change externally, is what I couldn't see
They
any.
just wanted to change the use, I
What
think.
did one?
They had, the old proposal was for 13 beds and 6 parking spaces, and what I could see now, the new proposal has got 11 beds and 7 parking spaces.
Right? That's not enough, right?
No, it's good, there'll be one for
Yeah,
for
and
dwelling.
then,
Sorry, what was that again?
I think we need to,
Yes, the old proposal was 13 bedrooms and 6 parking spaces,
Mhm.
and the new proposal, from what I could see, was 11 bedrooms and 7 parking spaces.
No, I think
two
we need to
parking
say
spaces
exactly
in
what we said last time. So last time they said recommend refusal, the committee states there is insufficient parking provision for the proposed number of bedrooms and we're disappointed to see this has not been addressed in this new submission following withdrawal of the previous scheme.
Yep.
I think we just
Thank
said
you.
exactly
I think they still haven't addressed the
haven't
major
got-
problem there.
Well, yeah,
At the bottom of the road and
yeah.
I think we should just do that.
right, move forward.
26 and 26A, will it?
So we're now on to 5/2018-0167, construction of one bedroom and one two-bedroom flats with new access and associated parking and landscaping at 26 and 26A Hollybush Lane. This is conservation area, listed building,
Yes.
and it has gone, well, it's been going on for, well, since 2016. It's been to St Albans, Plans North, I don't know how many times, obviously twice. It's been to appeal to the inspector, who's thrown it out, and he's still trying.
They've got planning permission in 2017 for construction of 2 one-bedroom flats to use cross over the driveways and parking space.
What he was granted.
Yeah. They're coming back now to try and
Well,
get a
bigger.
bigger flat.
Can I raise?
Yes, please,
Sorry,
please.
because in digging around here, there's a section of car parking provision. Okay. This was in the design and access statement and supporting planning statement. Now, the planning officer noted that he said the proposal result on 4 one-bedroom flats within the site, and there are 3 car parking spaces. Now, he noted that in the previously approved scheme. This is from the previously approved scheme, but if we haven't got enough parking spaces for a number of flats, then I don't think we should be approving it. But it wasn't clear.
I have to say, if you went to appeal on parking spaces,
They wouldn't.
Unfortunately,
the planning inspector would overrule on parking spaces in a sustainable position.
Have they?
or they can walk to the station.
Yes.
They've changed the footprint dramatically since
There's
they...
no date on this. Oh, there's no date.
It might be,
It's the same page, isn't it?
Apparently it's got
Dated, so
Yes,
dated
yes.
6th of December.
yeah.
So having got permission on the 6th of December for 2 one-bedroom flats,
They immediately
Why-
come back, or
why have
almost
we now
immediately
come
come
back
back.
to try and build back what was refused
So
before?
what is they've got it and they've come back to have another bite of the cherry to see if they can...
Yeah,
So
maybe
now
they were
they-
cheeky, maybe SADC were cheeky.
So now,
So
it's,
now they've come back for construction of one bedroom,
That one, two
there's
bedroom.
one, 2 bedrooms, so all in all there's 3 there.
yes,
yes.
and there were before,
In other words, they've come back to try and get more.
One bedrooms, there's 2.
yes,
Yes.
So now
so
there's
now it's getting greedy.
3.
Yeah.
They changed the layout.
It was right next to the railway line, isn't it?
Yes, right,
Yeah.
right,
Right,
yes,
right on the railway
right
line.
by.
So I think they changed the layout of the parking and also the entrance as well.
Yes.
I think they changed the entrance.
I didn't find the documents that easy to...
But they're not that easy to...
Because I was trying to get a feel with changing it, you have to be quite careful with access on
Because you
that.
can't reverse onto the road, you
No.
can't see.
No.
No.
The bridge
Yes,
or the
exactly.
railway line,
Yes,
you're
because
blind.
there isn't, because you've got to be very, very careful about access.
Proposed block plan here is they've got, looks like there's an opening there, and then there's an opening there with 3 parking spaces there. Well, 2 there and 1 there, so that looks like an
Which railway
opening
line?
there.
Yeah,
Railway line there.
yeah, no. I think because what we're reversing in, they'll be trying to reverse out, you can't see.
You can't see.
No,
No,
they
I was going to say, I think there was a big issue with access
No.
Mm.
with the new,
So-
with the, because they've changed that access to try and get in gone back, tried hitting, again, getting more.
Oh, no, hang on, that was the previous.
Oh,
that
that
was
was
the
last
previous.
week.
That was the previous, sorry.
So
So
has
that
it
was-
changed yet?
Apologies, so now, this is the proposed one, so now they've just got the one access.
Oh, they have it further down the
So
road.
they've changed the parking round to there, sorry.
Right, yeah, it is better.
Yes. Because it's quite an awkward location for cars coming
So they
in.
would be able to manoeuvre a little bit in there, wouldn't
Yeah,
they?
they would be able to, yeah. It was
Yeah.
just,
Yes.
yes, they wouldn't need to reverse onto the road.
Yeah, I found a picture of it. Is this the 3 parking spaces then, just here?
There's
Yeah,
two and
yeah.
a one with one
Yeah.
entrance,
One on one
which is
side.
further down the road from the
So
bridge.
they don't need to reverse.
No.
No.
Well, that's acceptable.
So there's no visitor parking, is there? I mean, there's no parking anywhere around there.
No.
Well, for visitors, then we'll just have to take hot ones, won't they? Go park in Lideck or walk or whatever.
Find out as well, won't they?
Yes.
I mean, it's a
We can still say, we're still concerned for the parking provision,
Yes.
with the number of, with the increased number of,
Are we happy with the design of what they're putting in now? They're putting in here, they've changed it round with another,
it's,
I think it's okay, I guess. It's just flats, yes. What about,
I mean, it is, you see,
I still can't quite
I
understand
can't
why.
understand why we've given permission to
I don't
demolish a listed
understand,
building.
yes. Well, no,
Obviously, we did before last year.
yes. I don't understand this because, well, I mean, we are where we are because we had SADC refuse provision of locally and especially justification would be detrimental to the character and appearance of Harpenden, and then appeal is dismissed. So I don't understand how they got their permit. I mean, we are where we are, but I really, really, really do not understand how you could have had an appeal dismissed for the demolition of a listed building, and then come back and then you get permission. I don't understand that. I would go back and I would go back again and express. I would actually go back and I'd express concern at the demolition of a locally listed building.
But can I just say, that one where the appeal was dismissed, that was 2 semi-detached dwellings. The next one is their flats.
Yes, but I think it was just surely, but surely,
I don't think
but the reason for refusal was the demolition of a listed
Yeah,
building.
that's true, yeah. So
It's
that's
just
that's
to
unchanged.
do it.
Yeah,
We can't.
so I don't actually understand. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Erosion of a bank on railway. No. It's something we, it's a dangerous plan for us.
Yeah, that's fine.
Can we, regardless of master planning, can we express concern at the demolition of a locally listed building?
I think so.
I don't.
It's a new application.
Yes, it's a new application. Because I don't understand how.
And the current parking provisions,
Yes.
for 3 bedrooms and no
It was
visitors.
previously
Yeah, that's right.
quite clear that they went to appeal, and that the refusal was on the basis of demolition of a locally listed building and insufficient justification, and the appeal was dismissed.
I don't know how that got through. But,
Right, so express concerns with regard to the demolition of a locally listed building and parking.
oh yes, and parking provision.
No, I suppose you could, no, you can't refer to the previous refusal because every application has to be looked at on its own
Yeah,
merits.
we have it as guidance, but
Yeah. So I just
There's
express
no,
concern, yes.
no express concern, no visitors parking.
Yes. Unless there's going to say that they have sufficient justification provided now in terms of,
Well, I mean, it's up to them to support it.
But we can still put that in.
We say what we like.
yeah.
Yeah.
We could just, we're making, at least making a point, aren't we?
I think we have to.
Yes.
That one.
Yeah, I mean, basically, parking is so critical in Harpenden that we can't really have developments that just add to the problem.
Well, I'm afraid we're going to reality.
Right.
Right.
I'm afraid.
That concludes what we need to discuss, team.
Yep.
Right. Thank you very much. Well done. Right. Do we have any letters of objection?
And I received,
Oh, there was on the agenda. Do we have any fire notifications?
They are on the agenda on
Oh, yeah.
page 25.
Interesting task.
Yeah.
Do we have any details on your fields? Again?
Yes, there was one for 27 Morton Lane, Harpenden. It's on your agenda.
Yeah,
and
page 29. That's the one I told you about, like the wrong inspector. That's how long it was going to be.
Right, okay.
Not the thing you did. Anyway, right, we've got the list of the decisions, don't need to worry about that.
No.
Don't worry about tree works. The date of the next meeting is the 30th of March for plans A. If I can say that our next meeting, as dated on the calendar, I'm on the other side of the world. So we need to either find somebody who's willing to chair and we find a deputy to come in, or I need to swap with Chris. So I just can't say I need to be here.
Check my diary, I think I'm all right. I think that's in my diary, that I'm okay to come through.
We'll speak
we'll
between them and
speak,
decide whether
yeah.
which is the best way of doing it.
Ideally, I would prefer not to chair. I don't think it's entirely appropriate that I should.
Okay, but I mean, we can ask, if we can ask Chris to chair.
And also, I think be
swapping
mindful
with-
of the fact that the chances of Councillor Reid will be able to attend that meeting.
Yeah, no, coming here. So what I would ask, if I ask Chris Canfield
Oh, yes,
to come
the
in and
plans,
chair
yes.
this,
Oh, that's their
I could chair.
because he's on Plan A, isn't he?
Yeah.
Because that's just Michael Lee, but I doubt will be.
I'm going to be at Plan A,
Yes.
because I'm deputising, not standing in for it.
I think we've got to
I said
assume that
20
in
past.
the foreseeable future, he's not going to be attending
Oh, I
any
do.
meeting.
You go to the station now.